Hi, it's Ann Taylor Pittman, Executive Editor at Cooking Light. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I do have to tell you this is pre-recorded, we're not live, but don't let that hold you back from asking questions. If you have questions, please type them in the comments below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can, or some very smart person on the Cooking Light staff will. So today I'm going to talk about my love of chickpea pasta. Now, I don't in any way intend this to be vilifying any other types of pastas. I love all pasta, but right now I'm really kind of digging chickpea pasta. Some of you may have had it. It's not super new, but it's kind of new to grocery stores. And I'm going to kind of walk you through and explain why I love it. So before I do that, I'm going to get a dish going here. So I made last night, this is a recipe from Cooking Light from last August. This is cherry tomato confit. It's a wonderful dish to keep on hand for the summertime, and if you have a glut of tomatoes, it's a wonderful thing to make. So I made this last night. It's going to go into the pasta dish. And well, before I do that, let me slice up some garlic. So it has garlic in it, but of course I want more garlic with my finished pasta dish. So I'm just trying to thinly slice a couple of garlic cloves here. I'm going to use the olive oil from the cherry tomato confit to saute this garlic. I might have my heat a little too high. Let me turn it down. I don't want it to be super hot because I definitely don't want to burn this fresh garlic. So while I'm prepping this again, let me just talk about pasta. So I know some people don't like carbs, but I want to encourage you to enjoy all foods. I don't like the idea of foods making you feel guilt or anything like that. Food should be joyful, all foods. So let me get started here with a little bit of oil. Okay, that's a little hot. That's all right. Okay, so let me throw that garlic in there. That's all good. Cherry tomato confit will go in a minute. So what I've done over here is I've prepared some pasta that I want to share just to give you sort of a comparison and talk about why I love chickpea pasta. Now I know there are a lot of other alt pastas out there. There's quinoa pasta, there's mung bean pasta, but these are the three I'm going to compare today. And so I'm showing you what they look like uncooked and cooked. This is a 2-ounce portion. That is a portion for one person, a typical portion for one person. And this here is the chickpea pasta. You see it looks very similar to the whole wheat or whole grain pasta. It's kind of darker in color. When it cooks, it can tend to gum up. It is very starchy, which is wonderful for a reason that I'll show you in just a minute. But this is the whole grain pasta. You see it's darker in color because it's made with a darker flour. And then this is your traditional white pasta or semolina pasta. So when we look at the comparison here, they're not tremendously different in calories. They have between 190 and 200 calories per 2 ounces uncooked. It cooks up to be about 1 cup once it's done. So the calories are comparable, but where we get into the differences is with protein and fiber. So the chickpea pasta has 14 grams of protein for that serving, whereas the whole grain pasta and the semolina pasta, the wheat-based pastas, have 7 grams. Again, that's not bad. That's a great thing. You should enjoy all types of pastas whenever you're in the mood, but if you're looking for a bigger protein kick, particularly maybe if you're a vegetarian or vegan, think about the chickpea pasta because it does have double the protein. Carbs are similar. The chickpea pasta is a little bit lower at 32 grams of carbs, whereas the whole grain has 40 and the semolina has 41. And then fiber, there's a big difference there. The chickpea pasta has 8 grams of fiber. That's going to help keep you full. It's going to help keep you satiated or satisfied. The whole grain pasta has 5 grams, which is nothing to sneeze at. That's a wonderful amount. And then the semolina pasta has 2 grams. Again, I'm not trying to vilify anything. I eat white pasta every now and then too. But try to consider having these pastas that give you more benefits. Try to enjoy those more often and work them into your diet. Okay, so I have my garlic here going. Get my pan going a little bit more. And so here is, let me show you these. So these are 2 brands of chickpea pasta that I found at the store. You've probably seen Bonza. I think it's very recognizable, partly because of the bright orange box. But I also found this brand I guess Lindsay is the brand. I found this at Walmart, which I thought was pretty surprising, pretty wonderful. And this is my favorite pasta shape, casarici, which looks pretty much exactly the same when it's cooked as it does uncooked, but it's this short pasta that's sort of folded over. It's wonderful for tossing with chunky sauces. Alrighty, so this pasta I've already cooked, the casarici. It's chickpea pasta. You know what I love about this particular brand? Guess what's on the ingredient list? Chickpea flour. That's it. One ingredient, chickpea flour. I'm sure there was some water used in the processing too, but I guess I don't have to count that toward their ingredients. Okay, so I've cooked that up. That's 8 ounces of pasta. I went ahead and sauteed up a little bit of garlic. Now here's one thing I kind of want to point out. As maybe some of you might think this is slightly unsightly, but I think it's a beautiful thing. The pasta cooking water is particularly starchy with chickpea pasta, which is wonderful. Any of you who cook pasta a lot know that starchy pasta water is great for helping sauces come together. It almost looks like the liquid in canned chickpeas, which is called aquafaba. You might know that people whip it up like egg whites. It's a great vegan substitute for egg whites. So it's very nice and starchy, and I'm just going to add that to the skillet here. And it's going to sort of cream out because it's so starchy. And it's going to create a nice sort of coating for the pasta. Turn my heat up. Now this pasta takes just as long as a traditional pasta to cook, 8 to 10 minutes for al dente. I want to go al dente because the pasta is going to cook a little bit here in the skillet with the pasta water, the pasta cooking liquid, a little bit of time. And then I'll add the tomatoes in a minute. So again, because the pasta is so starchy and the pasta liquid is so starchy, in just a minute it's going to start absorbing and releasing starch at the same time, which will help give us a nice clingy sauce. Because all our sauce is this cherry tomato confit. But a little bit of pasta water will work wonders. Okay, while I've got that going, I'm going to take a little bit of basil. I want to finish with some basil and some Parmesan cheese. Because tomatoes, parm, and basil are meant to be together. Okay, so I'm just going to thinly slice. You can pick small leaves off if you have nice, delicate, tiny leaves. They're really pretty for garnish. I'm just slicing up thinly into a rough chiffonade to finish the pasta. I have a good hunk of Parmesan cheese here that I'll use to finish also. So the pasta is absorbing a little bit more of that liquid, and it's also releasing some more starch. So the liquid is becoming a little bit more opaque, and it's clinging very nicely. And now I'm just going to add some of the cherry tomato confit. If you have this made up in your fridge, it makes for easy dinners. Just cook some pasta and toss it with some of this. It's flavored with lots of garlic. I know I added some more fresh garlic at the beginning of this process because that's how I do it. And there's a fresh thyme cooked in with the confit. Ooh, yeah, that's looking nice. I think I'm going to add a little bit more of the cherry tomatoes. And don't throw away this oil. This oil is super flavorful. It's great for tossing with pasta even if you aren't going to use the tomatoes, or it's great for dunking some bread into. It's flavorful. You could use it for sauteing the aromatics at the beginning of making a risotto. There's so much flavor in there. Ooh, yeah, that's nice. I'm going to add just a little bit more pasta water. So always try to keep your pasta water. It helps bring the finished pasta dish together. It's a good thing to keep on hand. You don't have to drain over a bowl like I did. That's just for the purposes of the demo. Just maybe grab a measuring cup, something with a handle so that you won't burn yourself. Dunk it in before you drain the pasta and get some water out, and then just drain the pot of pasta in the sink in a colander. But grab your very valuable pasta water first. People call it liquid gold. I mean, it's the real secret to finishing wonderful pastas. Okay, I think we're good here. Let me dish this up. I'll finish with some cheese. So this is my chickpea casarici. I'm probably mispronouncing that. You can let me know in the comments. That I've tossed with some cherry tomato confit. Again, to recap, I love the chickpea pasta because it has 14 grams of protein per serving and 8 grams of fiber. I'm always looking to up my fiber intake. I think most of us don't get the fiber that we should be getting. Fiber is good for you for lots of reasons, but particularly I love it because it helps me feel full longer. So let me shave some parm on here, some nice pretty shavings of Parmesan cheese. And then finish with a little basil. Pull forward some of these tomatoes so you can see what you're eating. And that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining. Again, if you have questions, please leave them in the comments and we'll get back to you when we can. Thanks so much. Please like and share this video. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe so you can get notifications when we go live. Thanks so much. I'll see you next week.